Dear students, I am going to present the topic that is known as Internet. This topic is from Unit 1 of Web Technology and E-Commerce. The code for this subject is KMB IT02, and this subject is from MBA program, third semester, and this is Professor Alok Singh from Ajay Kumar Garg Institute of Management, Ghaziabad. So these are some of the key references that you may refer for your further study or further readings. Okay. So first is your textbook that you may refer for this topic, Internet. Second, third, eighth, and ninth are some of the YouTube videos links that you may refer for further understanding about this topic. And fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh are some of the blocks that you may refer for further study. Okay, so these are some of the key references that you may refer for this topic, that is Internet. So what is Internet? The Internet is a massive network of networks, a networking infrastructure. So basically, if you talk about Internet, so Internet is network of networks, means that connects multiple networks is known as Internet. So it connects millions or even billions of computers or display devices nowadays together globally, forming a network in which any computer can communicate with any other computer as long as they are both connected to the internet. So if you want to connect two computers across the globe, okay, so the intermediary that will work to connect these computers is known as the internet. Okay, so it connects millions. Even if you talk about nowadays, there are more than 3.5 billion internet users across the globe. Okay, and if you talk about India, so there are 50 crore internet users in India nowadays. Okay, and as per TRAI report, it would be around 80 crore by the time 2021 in India. Okay, so information that traveled over the internet does so via a variety of languages known as protocol. So how internet works by using the protocol. Okay, so it uses protocols for traveling the information from one place to another place. Okay, internet is a network of interconnected computers that is now global. And if you talk about when internet started, so it started in 1969. Okay, so internet born known as ARPANET. So earlier the name of internet was ARPANET. Okay, so an early prototype of internet, and it was developed by Robert W. Taylor. Okay, and in 1969, ARPANET was the connection of computers at UCLA Stanford, UCSB, and University of Utah. Okay, so these three organizations was first time connected by using the ARPANET. Okay, and this connection was known nowadays as Internet. So interconnected computer networks linked by wires, cables, and wireless connections. If you talk about nowadays Internet, you are having Wi-Fi connections. So what is that Wi-Fi? That is wireless connection. And if you talk about cables and wires, so what is that? Wired connection, like internet is connected through the optical fiber cables. Okay, that is broadband. Okay, so internet connected computers are there linked by wires, cables, and wireless connections. Okay, next is if you talk about the significant development in internet or the historical development in internet, so these are some of the notable events that you may refer for further study. Okay, so first is 1972, Telnet developed as a way to connect the remote computers. Okay, and in 1972, email was first time introduced by in 1972, and in 1977, Wisconsin has first large email system of 100 users at that time. Okay, and in 1973, ARPANET goes international. In 1973, file transfer protocol was established. In 1984, domain name server introduced first time. Okay, and allows naming of host no longer numeric. Okay, and in 1986, NSFNet created. What is NSFNet? That has replaced ARPANET. Okay, in 1990, ARPANET was discommissioned, and NSFNet was the backbone of modern internet at that time, and completely privatized by 1995. And 56K interconnections initially increased rapidly. So in 1995, there was more than 56K interconnections. Means there was connected more than 56,000 networks by using this internet. Okay. So another significant events are there. 1991, Tim Berners-Lee released the World Wide Web. Who was Tim Berners-Lee? He was a computer programmer at CERN, a physics lab in Europe, and he has written a book, Weaving the Web by TBL. Okay, and here he has mentioned this World Wide Web. Okay, so it first time released in 1991. Okay, and in 1993, Mosaic was the first internet browser that was developed, designed by graduate student at University of Illinois, and later it became as Netscape Navigator. Okay, so it was first point and click browser, and later developed into the Netscape Navigator. So this was the first browser. Mosaic and World Wide Web was developed by Tim Berners-Lee in 1991. So these are the two most significant event in the formation of World Wide Web. Okay, and if you talk about the internet, so these are the means. This is a figure of significant development in internet from 1968 to 1996. Okay, so if you talk about this 1968, ARPANET was released in 1969. After that, TCP/IP invented. First gateway was created. ARPANET transactions to TCP/IP. It was from 1980 to 1996. ARPANET transactions to TCP/IP. ARPANET widely used. Okay, become international. NSI-NET initiated in 1986. MILNET and ARPANET split was used at that time. And if you see about the networks, means how many networks are connected through internet. So earlier that was 3. After that, there was 20, 60, 300, 500, 900, 19,000, and 50,000. More than 50,000, 56,000 was there by the time 1996. Okay. And if you talk about this 1986 to 1993, Internet Society founded, many thousands of everything. Okay. And World Wide Web was created in 1991. After that, Mosaic was also used. Multi-protocol environment was also there. So these are the significant events that you may use in your study. Okay. So this is the source of this figure, this diagram. Okay, so here are some of the YouTube videos that you may refer for further study to explore this topic further. Okay, and this is the first link, youtube.com watch. Okay, so here I am mentioning it. See, top 20 top countries by number of internet users 1992 2020. You may refer this. Okay, so see in this video significant events has mentioned. Okay, like 1991 World Wide Web, its launch attracts more casual users to the internet. Okay, so here they have mentioned the number of internet users across the globe, as well as some significant events also. Okay, like in 1993, Mosaic browser simplified web browsing. So as I have mentioned earlier, in 1991 World Wide Web was created. The concept of World Wide Web was created by Tim Berners-Lee, and in 1993 Mosaic was first time introduced. In 1994, first 28.8K modem was established. Okay, and it allows up to 3 kbps speed, download speed. Okay, and in 1995 Amazon launches its operation first time. Okay, similarly in 1997 Google started its operation first time. Okay, so these are some of the significant events that you may refer to show the growth in the field of internet. Okay, in 1998 first 56K modem allowed up to 7 kbps download speed. So earlier it was 3 kbps, and now it has upgraded to the 7 kbps. 1999 Wi-Fi launches first time. Okay, next 2000 .com bubble burst was there. After that In 2003, iTunes Store, Apple launches the first successful online music store. So this was the first online music store. In 2004, Facebook launches its operations. And in 2005, YouTube launches its operations. Okay. So these are some of the significant events that you may refer by exploring this video further. And you may also see the internet subscribers, how rapidly they are increasing time to time. Okay. So you may refer this video. Another video is top 20 countries ranked by internet users 1992 2019. Okay, so you may also refer this video. This is also an interesting video that you may refer. Like, see here, in the early 1990s, the internet was largely dominated by the United States, and after that, many other countries means the internet is using means accessed across the globe. Okay, in 1992, only a handful people knew about the internet, but with the dot-com boom, the usage exploded. Okay. So they have also mentioned some significant events in the field of internet. Okay, internet in India was first introduced by ERNET. Okay, limited only to few educational institutions in 1986. 1990s, 1986. Okay, the 1996. Okay, so first this India's first cyber cafe was opened in 1996. ICICI launches India's first online banking services called Infinity in 1997. Some events we have missed. I think we should go back. Okay, like this. Okay. The first publicly accessible internet connection in India was started by VSNL in 6 cities in 1995. Okay, and first cyber cafe was opened in July 1996 at Hotel Leela, Mumbai, and it charged rupee 800 per hour. ICICI launches its India's first online banking services called Infinity in 1997. Okay, and in the same year, Sabir Bhatia launches that Hotmail service. Sifi started its service in 1998. Web Dunia was the first Hindi portal of India. Okay, Baji.com was the first e-commerce website in India, acquired by eBay later. Many foreign websites launches their own .in domains. ITC launches e-Chopal facility in 2001 and in 2002. Okay, significantly in 2001 saw the India's online rail reservation platform, that was IRCTC. Air Deccan started its operation in 2003. That was the first Indian airline company to enable the online flight booking. Okay, Broadband India Forum in 2004. Orkut in 2004. Facebook is also in 2004. YouTube in 2005. Facebook started its operation in 2005. China overtakes the United States. Flipkart launches 2007 by Sachin Bansal and Binny Bansal. And you may see the users in India, that was also increasing. Okay, like in 2000, by the time 2012, India's position was at third. Okay, 11, 12, and then it has become in the second position. Okay, so you may refer these videos, okay, for further study. Okay, so if you talk about the key points about the internet, okay, so these are some of the notable points that you may further explore. Okay, so first is generally how internet travels. So it generally travels by using this optical fiber cables. Okay, and these are submarine cables. By that the transfer of data has been taken place. Okay, and in the speed of light, means more than 3 lakh kilometer per second. Okay, that is the speed of light. And the bandwidth of one cable is 100 Gbps. Okay, and the life of cable is 25 years of life. Okay, so cables are of 8 lakh kilometer under sea. Okay, and if you want to see the map of this cable, so you may refer this particular link, that is submarinecablemap.com, and you will see this diagram. Okay, and you can also see by enlarging it, where does the internet what are the basic points uh, of India, like where does by what are the roots of internet. Okay, so you may refer this source, submarinecablemap.com. Okay, so you may see here that how big is the internet. Okay, and for further exploring how does the internet work, you may refer this video for that. Okay, that is very interesting video. Okay, here it is. How does the internet works? Okay, so in this video you may see that how the data travels, what are the limitations of not using that satellite for propagating the internet signals. Okay, what are the limitations over there, how the data center works. Okay, and what are the various protocols that are that we are using, how data traveled across the globe. Okay, so for this you may see this video, that is very interesting video. Okay, like these are various IP addresses of this YouTube, Facebook, Amazon, PayPal, etc. Okay, and how you place this optical fiber cable under sea. So this is a very interesting video, you may see it. Okay, to further explore how does the internet works. So now come to the next point. Okay, so there are three types of vendors in providing the service of internet. First is the tier 1 vendor, second is tier 2 companies are there, and tier 3 companies are there. What are the tier 1 companies? They generally put the cables under sea, like Tata Communication is a company. Another company is in India, that is Reliance Jio, launches submarine cable system in Asia, Africa, Europe to cater the video demand. Okay, and having capacity of 40 terabyte. Okay, so if you want to tell about the tier 1 companies, so tier 1 significant companies are Tata Communications and Reliance Jio in this field. Okay, and what are the tier 2 companies? So tier 2 companies are working in national level, like national level ISP internet service providers are there, Jio, Airtel, Idea, developed setup and infrastructure national level. Okay, and tier 1 companies that are working across the globe. Okay, they are putting the cables under sea. So these companies are Tata Communication and Reliance Jio. And if you talk about the tier 2 companies, so they are working national level, means if you talk about India, so these are some of the companies: Jio, Airtel, Idea, okay, Vodafone, etc. Tier 3 companies, Ticona, Exitel, ISP, that are providing us the broadband services. These are tier 3 companies. Okay, Nixie, India's first and only neutral internet exchange. And command prompt, if you want to trace what is the IP of Google, and where from where the my data is traveling. Okay, so you may see, go to your run prompt. Okay, and type this tracered google.com. So you will see where from where you are accessing the data. Okay, and what are the connecting points are there, and from which place the data is actually traveling. Okay, similarly, if you want to see about Facebook, so traceredfacebook.com. So this is this you need to type on the command prompt. Okay, So these are some of the key points that you may note about the internet. Okay, so you may refer this video also. How does the internet works? How big is internet? Now, if you see this, how big is internet? Okay, so you may refer this submarinecablemap.com. And now, what is next? One measure is the amount of information about the 5 exabyte a day. Means if you talk about the transfer of information across internet, so that is about 5 exabyte a day. Means that is equivalent to 40,000 to our standard definition movie per seconds. Okay, so this much this shows the severity or complexity of internet that the internet is tackling nowadays. Okay, it takes some wiring up also, and hundreds of thousands of mile of cables crisscross countries, and more are led along sea floors to connect islands and continents. Okay, so hundreds of thousands miles. Here it is mentioned that this more than cables are of 8 lakh kilometer under sea. Okay, so this is the means length of cables that we are using nowadays. That is 8 lakh kilometers. Okay, so you may see this, that how big is the internet. Okay, now who next question is, who owns the internet? So no one and everyone. That is paradoxical statement. No single person or organization control the internet in its entirely. Likely, like the global telephone network, no one individual, company, or government can lay claim to the whole thing. So basically, internet is creating just to serve the society. Okay, so there is not any proprietor in this field, or no country or no company or no individual is having monopoly on internet. Okay, so, however, lots of individual companies and governments own certain bits of it. We are using a piece of it, okay, or just to connect the entire world. We are using internet, okay. And if you talk about globalization, so there is a prime factor that or the pillar that has implemented globalization nowadays is internet logistics and liberalization. These are some of the pillars that has introduced globalization in current scenario. Okay, so every telephone pole, cable, satellite, router, data center, etc., is owned by someone, but alone they are essentially useless. It's only when they are connected that they form the internet. Okay, so basically these are the supporting infrastructure of internet. In this way, the internet is more of a concept than a physical entity. Through people own the infrastructure that support it, that infrastructure is constantly changing. Okay, and it's hard to own a concept. Copyright only applies to work that is fixed in tangible forms. Okay, but internet is providing us a lot many intangible benefits. Okay, and what is tangible, such as written document, musical recording, and so on. So there is no such copyright on internet from for anybody, for any company, or for any country. Okay, and the patents protect specific ideas, not just expression of them. They are not suitable for broad concept. Okay, the internet is very broad concept. So as such, the internet is not really owned by anyone. Its owner is humanity itself. Means it has been meant, or it has been built to serve the society. Okay, and which means that you own the internet as much as anyone else. So everyone can use, and anyone can use as per his or her uh, requirement. Okay, so thank you, and you may refer for this further these references for further study. Okay, textbook you may refer. Some of the YouTube video links are there, and some blogs are there. So thank you. If you have any query or doubt, you may ask.